It's the summer of 2025, and world-famous comedian Pete Davidson is on a plane headed straight for Saudi Arabia.
I just, I get the routing and then I see the number and I go, I'll go. I've been getting a little bit of flack just because, my dad died 9/11.
And he's not alone.
Saudi Arabia's first comedy festival, I think. And they had a bunch of comedians go out there.
Using it to deflect attention from their human rights record.
How do you even promote that? From the folks that brought you 9/11.
It was like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Bill Burr.
I wish COVID killed more people.
Louis C.K.
I might have killed a few people.
Aziz Ansari.
I kill for gay people.
I want to ask you about this comedy festival over in Saudi Arabia. These are not good people over there.
Pick from Chris Rock. Nobody know. Don't tell anyone.
You stole a joke from Chris Rock?
Yeah, I do it. I do. Nobody know.
The government provided crucial assistance to the hijackers.
So
I'm glad you asked, because it's something I put a lot of thought into. I was just there to do a show for the people.
I'm being paid a lot of money to not care about what they do in their country.
But while this is the first time it's been mentioned on The Tonight Show, this is all part of an ongoing controversy that started back in 2017.
Saudi Arabia is buying up esports, and actually the entertainment industry more generally too.
Your Vision 2030. It is really beautiful.
Saudi Arabia had just gotten a new leader, the young and ambitious Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or MBS.
What do you have fun doing?
Video games.
Oh, what's that? Video games. You're a big gamer.
He knows his kingdom's reputation isn't great. The US State Department's put them at high risk for travelers, so tourism is basically non-existent, and foreign investors are hard to come by.
An interesting tweet from billionaire Saudi prince appears to offer an award of 100 Bentleys to the pilots involved in the Saudi bombing campaign.
So, MBS announces Vision 2030, a plan to turn Saudi Arabia into a mecca of tourism and entertainment.
I think that the new Europe will be the Middle East.
Things start off pretty well. He lightens up some of the religious laws, gives women some rights, and opens up movie theaters. The headlines look great. However, it seems like most of the reforms' only function is to help them rebrand.
The Crown Prince has made a public show of allowing some women to drive.
Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince believed by Western intelligence agencies to have ordered the butchery of journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
But the changes do enough to impress the right people, and MBS is hailed as a visionary.
More striking, social revolution with women driving the change.
Has really done things, and I think especially what you've done for women.
A lot of people have described you as a visionary leader. I talked to a number of your citizens, and that's how they describe you. And you didn't even plant them. That's really how they talk about you.
To handle the entertainment side is Muhammad's right-hand man and a high school gaming buddy, Turki Al-Sheikh. He starts by investing in his passion for boxing.
I felt like it was something that could never be fixed until this guy showed up. He has invested more money, and more money into this sport than literally ever. So,
as I said last week, I hate Tom and Jerry's kinds of boxing.
Then creates his own organizations for soccer, golf, TED Expos, esports, and even signs contracts with the UFC.
With my brother Dana White, and we want my brother now to have big card, next big card.
And WWE.
History will undoubtedly be made again. You are making history a lot lately.
Pretty soon it becomes painfully clear that if Turkey wants something, he likely has the means to get it.
The guy he looked at the scorecard.
Listen, they control the sport of boxing right now. I don't think it's hard for them to steal anybody from anybody. He and I have become very close friends in a very short amount of time, and there aren't a lot of people that I would do a deal like this with. There's no people, actually. He's the only guy, to be honest with you, so.
I want to tell you, I don't have the magic. I have something more powerful than the magic. Behind me, there is big mountain. You cannot see the end of the mountain.
This is a never-ending giant mountain of cash.
Over the next few years, he offers the highest level sports players absurd amounts of money to leave their league and come play in Saudi Arabia.
Each will have to answer for their participation in so-called sportswashing, an attempt by the government to distract from the country's human rights abuses.
Some people turn it down. Lionel Messi turned down a reported $1.5 billion offer, and Tiger Woods turned down $800 million. But most of the time, it only takes one or two big stars to fold for the rest of the league to follow.
Again, it comes back to my gut feeling about you that if it was just about money, you'd be in Saudi Arabia, right, earning this king's ransom. But that's not what motivates you. You want to keep at the top.
Exactly. 6 weeks later, Guess where he is? He took all the oil money. I've lost a ton of respect for him.
Ronaldo is a cog in the system of Vision 2030.
Biggest name in the sport to join the Saudi-backed Live Golf League, Phil Mickelson, Face the Music today.
No matter how successful this tournament could ever be, it can't counteract someone being murdered, can it?
Nobody here condones human rights violations. But again, I love this game of golf. I've seen the good that it's done.
Can you just clarify what you're apologising for? Is it you're sorry for speaking the truth about the Saudis, or are you sorry for the shameless hypocrisy of taking their money anyway?
But the pressure is on all defecting golfers to answer the moral question. How much money are you willing to take to ignore human rights abuses?
And even after enduring some of the most painful grilling of all time, Turkey's method is simply bulletproof. Fast forward to 2025, this year's plans are their biggest so far.
There is a big surprise with him next year in basketball. He's a great man and he have a great idea, and we will be big partner with him.
The entertainment sector is branching out to content creators, and now even comedy.
We're gonna talk about the crisis in Spain. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the crisis in Africa. Yeah, Russia. And I want to talk about...
Sorta.
Though this is no democracy and there are red lines.
The sex and religions and this Trump job. I don't know what's Trump job, but...
Politics.
Yes, exactly.
Despite the country's insistence that conditions have changed, free speech is one thing that's not quite there yet.
A Saudi blogger was sentenced to 1,000 lashes for running a website advocating free speech in the country.
Needless to say, no one's expecting a comedy-related event anytime soon. But against all odds, Turkey does it. 2 weeks, and over 50 of the world's most popular comedians, making this easily the biggest comedy festival in history. Definitely the most expensive.
Behind me, there is a big mountain. You cannot see the end of the mountain.
Just like the previous buyout, some people turned down the money outright.
They were asking me to go to the Middle East soon.
Where? Why?
Saudi Arabia and UAE.
Dubai?
I think I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. For the troops? Is it for the troops?
Not for the troops. What? It's for the Saudis.
For the Saudi princes?
Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis?
Yeah.
Weren't those the 9/11 guys?
But in the end, they get enough big names to bite.
Although we did get an offer to play.
I think I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go?
Well,
and from there, it's follow the leader.
September 11th, theater at MSG, and then September 27th, Saudi Arabia with... Oh, you... Yeah, baby. You're doing it too, right?
I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
October 8th. I figured the 7th would have been important, so I'm...
People talk about it here and there. However, it's not until 7 months later that people really start to express concern. Television actor Zach Woods posts a video to TikTok giving his 2 cents.
All of your favorite comedians are performing at the pleasure of Turki Al-Sheikh, and he is the head of the entertainment authority over there, and he has so many people thrown in prison because they tweeted stuff he didn't like about the soccer team or whatever, that there's a wing of a prison nicknamed after him where they hang people by their heels from the ceiling.
Now all the other comedians who turned it down start to speak up, and things get heated fast. Atsuko Okatsuka posts screenshots of her contract to Threads. Comedy fans see it, and most of them are immediately drawn to the list of prohibited topics, which it appears their favorite comedians have agreed to. They can't perform any material that's considered to degrade, defame, or bring into public disrepute, contempt, scandal, entertainment, or ridicule the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including its leadership, public figures, culture, or people, the Saudi royal family, legal system or government, and any religion, religious tradition, religious figure, or religious practice. While some of the bigger names make sense, a lot of them have built careers around being the free speech guys who push the boundaries.
Davidson went as far and even called the crowd names like idiots and terms we can't say on TV.
Naturally, when fans hear they've essentially signed away their rights, they feel betrayed.
I am shocked at some of the names and not so surprised at others. I think that they have blood on their hands. I think it's disgusting.
You taking that money literally invalidates everything you've been doing for your whole career and the shit you've been talking.
Exactly.
So that's what comes with that. Yeah. Now you look like you full of shit.
Right.
Comedian Dave Cross drew attention for a statement on his website, quote, "I'm disgusted and deeply disappointed in this whole gross thing that people I admire with unarguable talent would condone this totalitarian fiefdom.
And clips start to resurface showing the comedian's apparent hypocrisy.
But then didn't Chris Rock say he doesn't like going to university campuses anymore?
None of us do, because we're not going to play by their rules. You're ruining free speech.
I saw so many liberal white comics talking on us. First of all, we never been the truth to power guys.
We've never been the ones out here. Like, there are people that are getting pushback, and like, based on some that they had said in the past, I kind of get it.
I feel like you're part of a movement in the last 10 years by comedians to be like, hey, let us say whatever we want.
Sure.
It's a kind of a free speech movement.
I'm a huge free speech absolutist.
My job is not to self-censor, right? Because there's no real censorship in our culture. You can say what you want, right? Not freedom of consequence. People will be upset.
Was sentenced to 1,000 lashes.
Some of them are even condemning other people for taking the same kind of work.
You know, like Burr's getting all this pushback, and it's like the first time I've seen in his career him not like aware of why it's happening.
Beyonce and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million. Did New Year's gigs for Gaddafi's kids. Can you believe that? How much money do you need to make, you know?
This messy deal is crazy. He turned down $1 billion from the Saudi government to go play in the United States.
A lot of times these athletes validate themselves through the contract that they get, even if they don't need the money. Right? And these contracts that you can get from Saudi or some of these oil states are so exorbitant, it makes you feel in the twilight of your career that you're still that dude. And maybe that's why Cristiano accepted it.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's
They
exactly
need
what
that.
During the lead up, Bill Burr and most of the other comedians decide to stay quiet. But a few like Tim Dillon decide it's only fair for the fans to face the noise and put everything on the table.
I obviously don't agree with Saudi Arabian policies on women and things like that.
Yeah.
Is it my business to tell Saudi Arabia how to live? Truly.
How big was the check?
$375,000 for one show.
I will feel safe in Riyadh. I believe in luxury, and I always have. I believe in the ability of a society to, I'm going to say something and people aren't going to like it. If you think for 1 second that some of the slaves in that country are not proud of what they've built, I was fired from the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
He also reveals that the comedians are being paid anywhere from $100,000 to $1.6 million. And while the audience appreciates the honesty, Saudi authorities, not so much. Another comedian named Jim Jeffries makes the same exact mistake while trying to defend them.
People have been going, oh, how dare you go over there after, they killed a reporter. There's been a reporter who they killed. One reporter was killed by the government.
Also, Nimesh Patel chooses to drop out of the lineup and apologize to his fans.
What made me change my mind? Someone said, how can you be a free speech person here and then go to Riyadh? And that gave me a lot of pause. Netanyahu asked me to do something. I'd say no. This feels like the same thing. If it was life-changing money, I'd probably be over there. I'm just being honest with you guys.
One by one, all the superstar comedians make their way to Riyadh. Pete Davidson, Jimmy Carr, Gabriel Iglesias, Kevin Hart. The venue is Boulevard City, Muhammad Al Ali Theater. Right as they arrive at the hotel, comedians are escorted through a gauntlet of interviews, gift receivings, and even sand rituals. Turkey posts all of it to social media, and the internet has a field day.
We got Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and the other comics at the Riyadh Comedy Festival engaging in some sort of weird handprint in the sand ceremony.
Get used to me, because you're stuck with me now. So, Your Majesty, Your Highness.
I want to know what I can do to become a Saudi citizen. I'd like to start another family in the Middle East.
The comedians take the stage, and pretty soon, quotes from the sets start making their way online.
Dave Chappelle had a lot to say, it seems. He says, right now in America, they say that if you want to talk about Charlie Kirk, that you'll get canceled. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to find out. It's easier to talk here than it is in America. So,
and it's not exactly what critics want to hear.
I like that turkey guy. I like turkey. He puts his mind to something, it's happening. Okay? It's powerful. He can literally make the impossible happen. Do you regret letting the women drive? It's just more people on the road. It's 100% more people and 100% more accidents. Honestly, I am surprised by how much shit you guys got here that we got back home. It's very similar in that regard. Like, you got a haunted house.
When the festival ends and the comedians finally come out to talk, it's clear that the weeks of silence have only made things build up inside.
I just want to let everybody know you're welcome, okay? Flagrant went out to the Middle East, and then all of a sudden there's a hostage agreement, there's a peace deal. I'm just saying.
Let's be frank,
You never wanted my friendship. You were afraid to be in my bed.
People are so stupid.
You know, they are bigging it up with positive responses, and some of them who weren't speaking to anyone before the festival began have come up with defenses of why it wasn't just about a big payday.
Did you or the other comedians have any sense that there'd be this kind of response when you got back?
No, I had no idea, because just for the record, I'm also doing London, England on that tour. So there's like that element of racism to it, where if brown people are doing it, it's up.
Like, you either have fans in other places or you don't. I will perform for my fans wherever they are in the world. People don't decide where they're born.
So you did it for the fans.
What was the backlash,
though? Tell me what was the backlash?
The backlash is just people who weren't invited, that don't even have fans outside of Brooklyn.
You know, there's people over there that don't agree with the stuff that the government's doing, and to ascribe like the worst behavior of the government onto those people, it's not fair.
Right, yes. I mean, the people over, these are not good people over there.
Okay, so you also believe that the Chinese government and the Chinese people are exactly the same. It's just racism. I think it took me a second, because when people are going like, hello, you're doing something unethical, I'm like, oh, these must be ethical people. And then you're like, oh no, you're just racist.
First of all, big shout out to Riyadh.
When did America become the moral compass on human decency and human rights? Did we forget 400 years of slavery? Did we forget about the genocide of the Native American Indian? Damn near wiped out an entire race of people.
As for whether this will affect future events, it's still up in the air. Now with that out of the way, Turkey moves on to his next target. Tom Brady.
I've always admired the power of flag football, the fastest growing sport in the world. So I'm very excited to announce that I'm coming out of retirement and teaming up with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. I'd now like to turn it over to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Thank you.
I don't really care that Tom Brady's going to play flag football. What I care about is how many dollars are they cramming into his bank account for it. No wonder they built him a statue.